Hello.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. So I wanted to discuss few questions and like I want to have a general discussion about like kind of questions are asked from the and how important is ODs for the exam. Just not for the exam, but the other for understanding other topics as well. Okay. So first, let's start with some few questions that I wanted to discuss. Not very difficult question, uh, but like they are interesting in the sense that uh, they have little tricks which can irritate you in the exam. Okay, I have shared whiteboard with you. Can you guys see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please try out this question for me if you have pen and paper. Okay. The question is du by dx is equal to y by x plus x cube by y plus x and y by x squared. Can anyone tell me like how should we start? This is none of the standard forms. Okay, this is neither homogeneous, this is not exact, okay, and this is not a linear PD as well. So this is none of the standard form that we read in the books. And this is a previous year question as well. This has been asked in the previous year. So how do I go about it? Once it- What will be your approach towards question? Towards the question?
इन सर ग्रुप में सर किसी ने कहा था कि इसके लिए सर y इक्वल टू सर mx स्क्वायर से इसको लोग कर सकते हैं आई थिंक
ये बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं. बात वही कि how will you reach to that observation that you have to okay y is equal to let's say tx square. The only observation is this: inside the n we have y equal to x square term, so this will become easier. So you have like go with these kind of like what should I say sixth sense or hunches that this might work, because maths is all about patterns. Okay, all mathematicians will tell you this, that maths is all about pattern. They are about recognizing the pattern. So I recognize this, and I will just uh, see what this will be. Okay, x square dt by dx plus 2x. Right. Let's put it down. So if I put it here, so this is x square dt by dx plus 2xt plus 2xt. Sorry, is equal to 2xt, right? 2y by x will be 2xt plus x cube upon dx square plus x and d. On simplification, this will be x square dt by dx is equal to these two will cancel out. This will be x common 1 by t plus nt. Okay. So on solving, you got x dt by dx is equal to 1 plus t into 10t on t. So this will give t times dt upon 1 plus t nt 1 plus t 10t is equal to dx by x, right? Dx by x. Now you have to integrate it. This integration not too difficult, but many people found by trying found it difficult. Just change the, you can write it t cos t dt upon, okay, cos t plus t sin t is equal to dx by x. So now if you, if I let's say cos t plus t sin t pz, then minus sin t plus sin t plus t cos t is equal to dz. This is like saying t cos t is equal to dz. So what we receive finally is dz by z is equal to dx by x, right? So you can say on integration we will get ln z is equal to ln x plus ln c, or by simplification z equal to cx. And what is z? Z is cos of t plus t sine of t is equal to cx. What was t? T was y by x square. So cos of y by x square plus y by x square sine of y by x square is equal to c times x. This is your final solution, right? This question was not too difficult, but the only hiccups were this. The first hiccup was identifying that you have to put y equal to t, by putting y equal to tx square might work. You can never be sure that it will always work, but you can hope that okay, in the exam it might work because you are in so much pressure. And the second hiccup was many people were not able to integrate this t upon 1 plus 1 plus t10. Many people are not able to integrate this. So just with little manipulation and little practice, you could have done this question. Okay. Now I want to give a second question. This question is very, very easy and it belongs to the standard form also. Okay. So the question is 2x plus 3y minus 5, okay, dy plus 3x plus 2y minus 5 dx is equal to 0. Okay, so if I rewrite it like this way, dy by dx is equal to, okay, 5 minus 3x minus 2y upon 2x plus 3y minus 5. Now this is not homogeneous, but this can be made homogeneous. So you might have like read about the this method, right? That this can be reduced to homogeneous by the substitution capital X is equal to small x plus a and capital Y is equal to small y plus b type. Okay, and we choose a and b such that the 5 in numerator and the minus 5 in denominator gets 0. Let's say if I put x plus a here, right, x plus a and y plus b here, so you will get minus 3a, so minus 3a minus 2b plus 5 is equal to 0, and from here you will get 2a plus 3b minus 5 is equal to 0, and you can solve this equation and you will get x and y value of a and b, and you will use that substitution, and after the substitution this equation will get reduced to a homogeneous equation. But I have a very big problem with this. First, that in exam you're always running out of time, and this solution takes a lot of time. First you have to get the value of AB, then you have to put the substitution, and after putting substitution you have to solve a homogeneous differential equation. Very, very lengthy. What can be like other way to go about it? Okay, what can be the other way to go about it? So the method 2. So you all have learned about the rearrangements, right? All have learned about the rearrangements. So let's rearrange this. So we got dy by dx is equal to 5, okay, 5 minus 3x minus 2y upon, okay, 2x plus 3y minus 5. So in 9th class you must have read about componendo and dividendo. Okay, so what I see is the coefficients here are very similar in the sense they're interchange. So if I add the x and y terms, so it will give if I add them it will give me minus x minus y, and if I subtract them it will give me 5x 5 and 5y. Okay, so I will get a function of x plus y and x minus okay, x minus y. Let's see how. Okay, so let's use componendo and dividendo. By componendo and dividendo, dy by dx and dy minus dx, this can be written, and this will be 5 minus 3x minus 2y plus 2x plus 3y minus 5 upon 2x, okay, sorry, 5 minus 3x minus 2y minus, okay, minus 2x plus 3y minus 5. On simplification, this will give you d of x plus y upon d of y minus x is equal to, what is this? 5 minus 5 will cancel out, okay, and you will get y minus x here, and but you are getting 10 minus, okay, and this is minus 3x and minus 2x minus 5x, okay, minus 5 times x plus y, okay. So if I let's say let I take x minus is equal to b and y plus x is equal to u, right? So from here you can see I am getting dv upon du, right? dv upon sorry du upon dv is equal to, okay, and this is v upon 10 minus 5u, v upon 10 minus 5u. Now this is a very very simple equation to solve, right? Very very simple equation to solve. You can directly solve it. 10 minus 5u, okay, du is equal to b dv. So this will give for you 10u minus 5 by 2u square is equal to b square by 2 plus. Now put the value of u and b. You will get 10 times, okay, 10 times x plus y, okay, is equal to 5 by 2 times, okay, x plus y ka whole square plus x minus y square by 2 plus this will be your, you can further simplify it in x square and y square terms, right? If you want, you can simplify it. It will give you, okay, 3 of x square plus y square, right? 3 of x square plus y square plus 5xy and minus plus 4xy minus 10 times x plus y is equal to c dash. This can be further simplified. But you got my point, okay? Like this can not, like this will not always work, but in some cases it will work. And if you're able to identify such cases now, it will save a lot of time and it will minimize the like errors, because in lengthy question we tend to make some silly mistakes. So it will reduce your silly mistakes also. Okay, it will reduce your silly mistakes also. Even a method, like one more method can be applied here. Method 3. Okay, so I had 2x plus 3y minus 5 dy. Okay, and this is the like best method I feel. Minus 5, okay, dx is equal to 0. This was the question. So I can see that x and y terms have similar coefficients. So 2 x dy plus 2 y dx, one pair, plus 3 y dy plus x dx, okay, and minus 5 dx plus dy is equal to 0. So if you see this, 2 times this is d of xy, 2 times d of xy plus 3 by 2 times d of x square plus y square. Because if you differentiate x square plus y square, you get 2x dx plus 2y dy. We have x dx plus y dy, so it can be written as 1 by 2 times of d of x square plus y square, so 3 by 2 times of, and minus 5 times of d of x plus y is equal to 0. Now you can directly integrate and get the question. You will get okay, 2xy plus 3 by 2 x square plus y square minus 5 x plus y is equal to c. Multiply the whole equation by 2, you will get 3 times of x square plus y square minus plus 4 times of xy minus 10 times of x plus y is equal to some c dash. This was the answer we were getting by the second equation as well. Okay, so this is like the third method why you can do the same question. So it depends on the lot of the only thing is observation. If you're able to observe, you will be able to solve it quickly and efficiently, which will give you more time for solving questions of the difficult topics. So if you save time in the easier topics, okay, you will perform better in the difficult topics. Okay. So now, please ask me if you have any doubts. Anything? Okay, let's solve one more question. Let's say 2x square plus 3x square minus 5 minus 5 uh, y dy plus 3x square plus y square minus 5 x dx is equal to 0. How will you solve this question? This is very similar to the previous question. Very, very similar to the previous question. So observation should be this. When do you get y dy? Okay, when you differentiate y square, you get 2y dy. These kinds of terms most of the times appear when you differentiate a square, and all other terms are in the form of square, right? So if I, let's say, take b is equal to y square and u is equal to x square, then dv will be, okay, 2y dy and, okay, 2y dy, and du will be 2x dx. So I can write this equation as okay, I can write this equation as 2u plus 3v minus 5, okay, minus 5 dv plus 3u plus 2v minus 5 du is equal to 0. Now this has been reduced to the question number 2 we just solved a moment ago. So the only observation was that all other terms were in the square and we had the differentiation. Okay, sorry, du by 2. This is the correct. But it doesn't matter because 2 will go to the right hand side and become 0. But still, okay. So any doubt in whatever I have, like?
Sir, we can do this with mdx and dy term.
Please try to do it with mdx plus and divided. Then let me rewrite the question again. The question is 2x square plus 3y square minus 6, y dy plus 3x square plus 2y square minus 5 x dx. Okay, solve it using the mdx. Okay, here what will be?
नहीं सर, ये वाला नहीं, इस फॉर्म में चेंज करने के बाद 2u plus 3v के बाद.
Then you can do it. Yes.
कर सकते हैं ना सर?
You can solve this equation by like method 2 and 3 that I told you the last time, and you can reduce. Like this is already reduced actually. This is an exact differential. You can use it, do it using the exact. Okay, how do you solve the exact differentials? You can do it in that, like whatever suits.
Okay, thank you, sir.
But this question cannot be done directly using mdx plus dy because it is not exact without the reduction. This has been asked in IMS exam. It's a very good question in the exam. Okay. So these 3 questions I wanted to discuss with you, like because you guys have just started with the higher order differential equations. So I will take another class about it later and we'll discuss 3-4 questions, okay, about that also. Okay. But this will be only 40 minutes meeting because I get only this much time on Zoom. So now I want to take some queries. Okay. I want to take some queries. So what kind of queries I want to take? First, I want to walk you through the what ODE is. Okay. So ODE is, okay, it belongs to the part 1, paper 1. Okay, you can say part A, paper 1. Okay, so OD comes in paper 1 and it comes in the part A of the syllabus, and it forms a very important topic for paper 1, and usually around like it carries 50 marks in the exam. Okay, out of that you will be able, there will be options, you can choose 30 marks easily from OD, and this is a very scoring topic. But some like small mistakes can happen, but small mistakes can happen. Okay, very small mistake. Like I made a mistake in the exam. There was a question, okay, where they gave x square y double dash plus some function of like, let's say x okay, y dash plus okay, y is equal to x cube sin x, something like that. And I had to do that question using the variation of parameters. So now everybody was able to find its CF. CF was coming out to be C1 x square plus C2x, that kind of thing. You can like there may be ax square plus bx. There will be some coefficients, and I was getting. This part was very easy. What the mistake was, everybody while doing it using the variation of parameter, most of the people who like committed mistake, the mistake was they took r as x cube sin x. Okay, but if you read the process of variation of parameters, it specifically asks that the coefficient of y double dash should be 1. The coefficient of y double dash should be 1. So what was the method? After finding the CF, you had to reduce it to the standard form. So standard form should have been y dash plus p by ax y dash plus y by ax square is equal to, okay, x by a sin x. By inside, so that kind of thing. So the r should have been this x by a sin x, not x cube sin x, because you have to make the coefficient of y1. This is a very small mistake, but it will obviously your final answer will not match with answer checkers answer, the answer key that he would be having, and obviously you will not get full marks. You will get very low marks, because if you are getting the final answer, you are like out of 10 marks, you can get around 7 or 8. But if your final answer is wrong, you won't get more than 3 marks in the exam, because there is huge scaling in the solution. So please try to like minimize your silly mistakes and be very. This is a very silly mistake, but this can happen in exam, right? So this is so like you have to be very cautious about this subject. This topic is OD is very easy, but still people make mistakes and lose marks in this. Okay, so what kind of questions are generally asked in the exam? So okay, exact, linear. Okay, exact and linear are favorite topics for linear PDEs. So you can say 1 degree PDEs, 1 degree of, okay, first order PDE, 1 degree and first order. Okay, these are favorite. These will usually come for 10 marks. These will usually come for 10 marks, and most of the time you will find them very tricky. You will find them very tricky. So the 10 markers will need a little application of mind. They're not very direct. Okay, they always try to fool you around. Okay, so that kind of thing. The second type of question that you will give will be the higher order. Okay, the higher order ODE. Higher order ODE. So in a higher order ODE, variation of parameter, like parameter, ये favorite topic है UPSC. This is the favorite topic of UPSC. So you can find one question of variation of parameter in like almost every year. Okay, there is only few years where a question of variation of parameter is not asked. Otherwise, every year one question is asked from variation of parameters, and they are usually asked for 15 to 20 marks. So you should be knowing about this. Apart from this, other type of question that comes is about application of ODE, and in that you will get the question of orthogonal trajectories, orthogonal or you can get a question of tangent or normals, okay, and you can get question of formation of PD, sorry, OD, formation of OD. So these are also used for 10 marks. In higher order PD, variational parameter is important, but it does not mean that other forms, other higher order PDs and ODs are not important. Variation of parameter is more important, but other methods are also important. To do them thoroughly. Questions are really easy. Questions are not that tough. You should practice a lot because OD is something, because being easier topic, they can mold the questions. Okay, so if you are not practiced enough, so you will not be able to cross the little hiccups that come while solving the question. So you should be very comfortable with doing it, tough integrations. You should be very comfortable with the formulas, because you need to make a small formula sheet for OD, because you will forget the formulas once you like move to other topics. Okay, so this was the and then there was part 2 was Laplace. Okay, so Laplace, lot of questions has been asked. So you should be very like familiar with the shifting theorems. Okay, first shifting theorem, second shifting theorem. Okay, so you should be very very comfortable with shifting theorem and finding inverse Laplace and Laplace. Okay, inverse Laplace and Laplace. And one of the favorite questions that come from are initial value problems. Initial value problems. What are initial value problems? So you will be given any differential equation. Let's say this 2x y dash plus y dash is equal to, let's say, sin x. So like this is your differential equation, and you will be given a condition that y0 equal to 0 and y dash 0 is equal to 0. And you have to solve this differential equation using Laplace. Okay, using Laplace. So this question is also very frequent in the exam. So you have to solve differential equations using Laplace. Okay. So like this is the type of, mostly you will get 10 markers from the easier topics like the linear PD, exact differential equations, okay, Bernoulli's equation, and application of derivatives in tangent, normals, orthogonalities. 10 markers from that area. For 15-20 markers, you will get question from either of the higher order PDs, variation of parameters being their favorite topic, and from Laplace also. From Laplace also, you will get usually you get a question every year. Okay, you get a question every year, and you should focus on shifting theorem and finding the inverse Laplace, and the initial value problem being the most, okay, which will you won't be able to do if you are not comfortable with finding Laplace and inverse Laplace and shifting theorems and everything. Initial value is one of the favorite topics, and this initial value problem will also come for 15-20 marks in general because they are lengthy. So now this is the like walkthrough of OD, what kind of questions are usually asked. Now any questions that you want to ask? We have 10 minutes left in the meeting. Please ask if you have any question. Or difficulty in integrations or anything. If you have any confusion in the methods.
So
Yes.
actually I'm a beginner and I'm doing this module, but in this sometime I face difficulty, so I just use and I just write down the solution and then I see to it, and then फिर जब समझ में आ जाता तो फिर उसको फिर करके देखती हूँ, पर कुछ क्वेश्चन होते पहली बार में नहीं आ रहे, तो what should I do? और PYQ को देख के बहुत डर लगता है, मतलब अटेम्प्ट करने के पहले मतलब ऐसा लगता है करें नहीं करें क्या होगा.
So you cannot solve each and every question in your first go. It's very obvious. Sometimes you learn from other solutions, from examples. So try to do more and more questions. अगर आपने एक बार solution देखा तो उसके बाद आप उस type के और questions मतलब try कीजिए ताकि आप उस topic में comfortable हो जाए. So your main aim should be to get comfortable with the topic, to get the like hang of the topics, hang of the questions. उसके बाद PYQs बहुत ज़्यादा important है, बहुत 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 ज़्यादा important है, क्योंकि उसी टाइप के क्वेश्चन बार बार रिपीट होते हैं और PYQs आपका बहुत ही रिफाइंड सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस है. लाइक किसी भी टॉपिक के जो बेस्ट क्वेश्चंस होते हैं वो आपको आपके PYQs में मिलेंगे. तो अगर आप वो बेस्ट क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर पा रहे हैं, शुरू में हो सकता है ना भी सॉल्व हो आपसे, आपको टफ लगे, ओके, पर आप कोशिश कीजिए, दूसरों से हेल्प लीजिए, खुद समझने की कोशिश कीजिए कि आप क्यों नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. Is it like deficit of knowledge or it is like lack of practice? Or if you are like, if it is lack of practice, then practice more. If it is deficit of knowledge, see some lectures. There are many lectures on OD available on like YouTube and even in the Drive. So see those lectures, try those questions, see more and more examples of that topic. वो होगा यही, पर PYQs करने हैं. Like PYQs must be done at any cost. If you are not doing PYQs now, all your effort that you are putting in studying maths will go waste. अगर PYQs नहीं कर रहे हैं तो okay, तो you are wasting your time because you will never learn the need of the exam. The need of the exam, the requirements of the exam can only be learned through doing PYQs.
Okay, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So whatever PYQs I have solved for the past 2 weeks, I have just started past 2 weeks with ODE module. So whatever PYQs I have solved, I have seen a pattern of repetition. Like questions are repeating and like just numbers are changed, and the concept is repeating by
Yes.
years over years.
Yes.
So is it the forever pattern like that?
Yes, it is. So in UPSC, you will find okay, more than 70% of the question paper will be on a set pattern. Like it will be a repeat of concept or repeat of questions itself. Like in many topics like fluid, like in fluid dynamics, you will see even the values are not changed in the question. So as it is, the question or like the example from the book is lifted and given in the question paper. So in difficult topics, you will get directly the question, not even, they will not even change the values. For easier topics, they try to like change the values a little bit, or they just try to make it a little more tricky. Like in topics like OD or linear algebra, in difficult topics, you will find very standard type of questions coming every year, each and every year. So there is a lot of repetition, and that's why G20 group emphasize a lot on doing PYQs, because we know that 70% of the paper will be from PYQs. So if you are doing PYQs now, you can be like very comfortable in solving 70% of the paper. Only like 30% of the questions, 30% is a lot. Sometimes 90% of the questions are repeated, then only 10% of the questions are new. Like this year in paper 1, only 3-4 questions were like new in the sense. New doesn't always mean difficult. New means that you won't find those questions in the study books. But with enough practice, you can do the new questions as well that comes in the exam. But I'm just saying that from the PYQs, more than 70% of the paper comes. Similar questions, similar concepts are repeated. So that's the reason that doing PYQs is very, very important.
Hi sir, I have a doubt regarding like till the time I have started this Claret equation and singular solutions. I was confident, sir, while solving previous year questions also I was able to do. But when it comes to Claret equation, no, like it seems like when they give substitution directly and ask us to solve, that was easy. But
in some questions are not able to like guess.
Yes, sir, to assume it, we need some logic, no, sir. I'm not able to get the logic, sir. How we are assume, how we have to assume those.
So like
So if you can help me with that.
unfortunately, in many questions you will not be able to like find the logic directly. So the best way to go about it, in your notes, add like there are 5-6 questions of Claret, which I think whose transformations or should be written in your notes, so that you just before the exam you can just have a look at it. So if same question comes in the exam, you are able to do it. Mostly like in 70% of the questions, you will find v is equal to y square and u is equal to x square is the substitution. Okay. Then another thing is like whenever I see px minus y, so px minus y is achieved mainly when we differentiate x by y or y by x. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And if the equation contains, let's say p1 p plus 1 ka whole square, okay, whole square of p plus 1, then I know that p plus 1 is achieved when we differentiate x plus y. So always see what kind of terms are present in the equation. Let's say the equation has something called py plus x terms. Now py plus x will be achieved when you differentiate x square plus y square, right? So they, like, it's not that it's devoid of logic, but like finding the logic is sometimes, and logic doesn't always work. It might happen that the equation contains py plus x, but the substitution is not x square plus y square. That can also happen, but in 90% of the times, associate with what the differentiation is. So if the equation has, let's say, px plus y, we know that px plus y is differentiation of xy. So xy is a probable candidate for the substitution. If equation consists px minus y, then it is either x square or y square, or it is either x by y or 1 by x or 1 by y. That kind of substitution. If the equation contains, let's say, p plus 1 or p minus 1, then it will be x plus y or x minus y. These can be probable substitutions. So there are some like logic to it, which you will like develop with practice. But the best way to go about it, to be on safe side, right? Like there are 8-9 substitutions. There are 8-10 questions which get repeated a lot. Okay, so write those questions with a substitution in your notes only. So I do that. I have written 7-8 questions in my notes, which I revise before going to the exam. So that is the safest way to go about it.
Okay, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I think we have 1 minute left in the meeting. Anyone want to ask something? Otherwise, the meeting will end automatically. Okay, it was nice meeting you. If you guys have any doubt regarding anything, you can post in the group. I will try to address the doubt, and I will try to take one more meeting regarding the higher differential equations, and also regarding the Clairaut form. Like I know many of you guys must be facing difficulty with Clairaut form in the single solutions. So I will try to give you some more insight at what can be the probable ideas for substitutions. So it might be helpful. So we'll meet like soon. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.